It's 7:25. The American Heart Association's Go Red for Women initiative is working to help women recognize the signs of a heart attack.
So joining us in studio to talk about what they have planned, what you need to know, we have Jean with the Heart Association and Gabriella here to share her story. Thank you, ladies, so much both for being here.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, well, let's start with you, Gabriella, and talk about your story.
Yes, 3 years ago, I have a very scary situation while I was working. I work as a medical interpreter, and I started noticing some symptoms like I was very tired, I was dizzy, and I was having some difficulties finding my words. I speak Spanish and English, but nowhere in my brain to find any of those. Thankfully, and to make the story short, I was very close to the emergency department and I was very well taken care. I was having a TIA, it's a mini stroke, but my message for everyone is just to make sure and to listen to your body. Sometimes we don't pay attention to what are the symptoms. The high blood pressure is well known as a silent killer. So for me, having a high blood pressure was a very wake-up call to know that you really have to take care of your health.
And before this, had you had any other issues?
Well, I was aware of my problem, hypertension,
Okay.
but I really didn't realize that I was in the risk. You never think that you may going to encounter those situations, and it was very scary. But at the same time, it was a wake-up call to send a message along with the American Heart Association to share my story and to tell the women that listen to your body and take care of yourself. In order to take care of your loved ones, you really have to take care of yourself first.
And I think for women, so often we put ourselves last and we think, oh, it's nothing, I'll worry about that later. I don't have time for that. But, like you said.
Yes, and you always live in denial, like that cannot happen to me, but it's real. High blood pressure is very common in African American and the Hispanic community. So my message will be just take care, know your numbers, and love yourself.
Right. And Jean, you were saying earlier in the last hour, you're talking about how this type of thing does not discriminate. It's women of all ages.
Yeah, it's any age. It's not an older man's disease. It's something that definitely happens to women, and it can happen at any age. So it's not something that you're going to experience just in your 70s or 80s. It happens to women in their teens, their 20s, etc. Stroke, the same thing. Gabriella was very young when she had her TIA, and it can happen at any age.
Wow. So talk about some of the work you're doing. Obviously, wearing red on Friday, but you have some events planned and other ways that women can really get involved in what you guys offer to kind of get ahead for women.
Yeah, we've got the event in Kalamazoo on February 7th, and we also have the event here in Grand Rapids, the Go Red for Women Luncheon on February 13th. But ways to get involved in the work, you can get involved in Go Red all year round. So you can find us at heart.org/Grand Rapids Go Red. And we work on women's initiative and encouraging more education and awareness about the risks of heart disease throughout the year.
I wanted to ask Gabriella, when you talked about your incident, how quickly or did you change the way that you live your life? Did things change, and did you say immediately, I have to do these things?
Definitely. Instantly, I started living my life with less stress, enjoying my life, and making sure that I lower the intake of salt, of sodium, because this is something that we don't think like every day, and many of the foods that we buy or we eat every day, it has a lot of sodium. So just to make sure and be aware and live my life to the fullest.
Yes. And let's talk real quick too about some other things that women can kind of keep in the back of their mind, some of those other symptoms, because it's so different for women and men, what they may experience.
Yeah, when it comes to a heart attack, for example, a woman may not necessarily exhibit the same signs as men. Theirs can be significantly more subtle. So they may feel the chest pain, they may feel the pain down their arms, but they often experience upset stomach or nausea, so it looks like the flu. They may experience pain in just their jaw. They may experience pain that's in the middle of their shoulder blades or in both arms. They may just feel chronic fatigue where they're exhausted, kind of like Gabriella was explaining with her TIA. So their symptoms can be subtle. The most important thing is, deep down, women typically know that something's just not right, and we encourage you to pay attention to that inner voice. If it's saying something's not right here, it's not right. Seek medical attention.
And you know that firsthand.
Yes,
How
yes.
often should they get into the office and get checked out?
Well, women need to see their general practitioners, their physician on an annual basis to begin with, but we encourage you, if you're having warning signs and symptoms, don't delay, don't wait for that next appointment. You need to go in immediately and say, I'm exhibiting some symptoms that just don't seem right.
Okay. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thanks
Thank
for
you for
being
sharing
here.
your story. It's so
Thank
great
you,
to see you
Jess.
doing well. And don't forget about those events. And of course, to wear red this Friday. Thanks, ladies.
It is 7:31.
We're live in Southeast Grand Rapids, where an early morning house fire has taken the lives of 2 people inside of this home. The one device that could have saved those 2 people's lives, that's coming up.
All right, you guys, we're here at Granville Nutrition, the newest shake destination for your healthy but very tasty treat. Coming up next, we're making a blueberry cheesecake shake. You're not going to want to miss this. Make sure you stay with us.
And say good morning to our Facebook fan of the day. It is Neva Baker. Neva, thanks for being a part of Fox 17 Morning News. Have a good one.
Breaking now from Fox 17 News.
We continue to stay on top of that breaking news this morning as a house fire turned deadly.
Sarah Grimmer is live in Grand Rapids with what they were missing that could have saved lives.
Good morning to the both of you. What they were missing was actually an active smoke detector. That could have made a huge difference in this case. We are in front of that home right now. This fire broke inside of this house at about 12:30 this morning. Walk with us though towards the back, because it's right there that you can see. A majority of this fire was actually on the first floor of this house, right there towards the back of it. The exact details are still limited. There's actually a press conference in about 45 minutes that we will be at to learn more. Here's what we know right now.